Welcome to Meet the HR Show with me, Laura Nell. And we've been having a couple of topics around, and now today we are doing things a little bit different. Today in the show we'll be having Faith Niva, who is a co-founder here at MintHub. At the same time, she's a business developer. Are you ready to listen? Well, welcome, Faith.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us here.
I'm so glad you came.
This is a very beautiful space.
Oh, thank you so much.
So please introduce yourself.
So my name is Faith Niva.
Yes.
Kiteki, and Kiteki is my husband, but my formal name is Nzomo, who is my father. I don't know how that works, by the way. When you get married, you have two people you have to identify with. So you can call me Faith Kiteki or Faith Nzomo. They all go.
So the ID is quite full.
ID is Faith Niva Nzomo, but I also love Kiteki.
Kiteki
So-
sounds good.
Business development here at the Mint Hub.
Yes.
I'm a mother, and this being a Christian channel, I don't mind saying that I love the Lord. So
Amen.
that's who I am.
Yeah, that's nice. So you're a business developer. At the same time, you're a co-founder.
Yep.
That's very interesting.
I know those are two big titles,
Very big
but
titles.
simple at the same time. Yeah.
So what does business development entail?
So you are literally the first link a client will meet. You're the one to close the sales. You are the one to send those proposals out. You are the one to meet partners and investors. So that is my daily kind of life here at the
Daily.
Mint Hub. It's interesting.
It's
and
very
awesome.
interesting.
Yeah.
Did you study for this?
Apparently, no.
Okay.
Hapa
Okay.
Nairobi, you
Yeah.
go to school, you study something and do something way different. Okay, I mean that with all,
Yeah.
I didn't study business development as a major. I went to Daystar
Yes.
University. I did communication
Communication.
in public relations.
Yes.
I also did counseling. The things I've done are way different from what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But of course, I've had to learn the ropes by doing short courses here and there that have helped me in my career right now.
Yes.
It's so interesting that after graduation, the only thing I did close to what I studied is in media, and I didn't like it much.
You're like,
Like,
media.
No. Yeah, but I love what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You've talked about skills. What are some of the skills that you've learned so far in this wonderful career?
In this wonderful career.
Yes.
Of course, I have to, mention about the hard skills and the soft skills.
Yeah.
Of course, hard skills, you have to go to classroom and learn. And that's why I've had to do a few short courses in business development.
Yeah.
I mean, such as what does it mean to write a proposal? How do you go about that? But soft skills, of course, you don't need to go to class to do
Yeah.
that. You cannot quantify them. So these ones I've just learned through interacting with different professionals.
Yes.
Leadership, work ethics, time management, which I love. But also when it comes to my negotiation skills, let me put it this way. My husband
Put
doesn't
it.
like going with me in the market because I will negotiate until you give me the best deal I think it's worth. So I love negotiation, persuasion, and all that communication, which is very key
Yeah.
in my career. So those are some of the skills I'd say I've learned.
You've
so far.
learned. Now you make a proposal, very beautiful proposal. You have negotiated properly. You have used all the language you can. Then the client is like, no, I don't think if this could work for me, and I don't think this is a good deal. How do you handle such?
I actually experienced that yesterday, so I'm so glad you've actually asked this. So
Yes.
there's this client I've been pursuing
For a
almost
while.
5 months, Bana. I've sent the proposal, we've done Zoom calls, I've done, virtual tours. I've even invested in getting the space, get a 360 virtual tour so that, because they're not here,
Yeah.
they're able to literally take a virtual tour. And I was so confident that I was going to close this.
You've gotten this.
So 2 days ago, they called me. They're like, by the way, we just landed and we want to now schedule a physical tour. I'm coming tomorrow. And I was so psyched that finally this client
Yeah.
is coming. And then I'm so ready for them, of course, from the reception to how everyone is treating them. And then after that, they're just like, I'm not so sure this is going to work for us.
After 5 months,
After 5 months, and it's like, what can you just give me feedback, like what don't you like about the space? And of course it's something that was beyond us. They needed a way bigger space that than what they thought. So how you deal with that is life moves on.
Yeah.
A client will come, a client will go. It's the nature of the business. You'll close some, you'll not close others. That doesn't mean you're not good at your job.
Yeah.
It just means that your needs versus the client's needs are so different.
It's very
Yeah, you
different.
just have to move on. Of course, it can hurt. It has hurt many times.
Yeah.
Because you have deadlines, you have targets. But you not closing them doesn't mean you're not good at your job. And I think people need to learn that. There are times you will fail, not because you are a failure. It's just because you needed to learn something for that season. And more clients will come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the clients keep on changing. You get different clients every single day.
Every day.
Now, with them changing, you at least have to know how to be
Yeah.
at par with the trends and everything.
You know, the thing is, the market is always changing. It's not the same
Yeah.
every day. You know, today I'll meet my fellow, Nairobians. Tomorrow I'll meet expatriates. The other day I'll meet 1, 2, 3. So the market is always changing. And let me just talk about the nature of our business.
Okay.
There are clients that we started with that we still have them. Others came, left, and that is the nature of business. You know, customers will always come, customers will always go. But when you get entangled, and not entanglement that, is
The
being
one
thrown
that-
out there,
exactly.
like when you develop feelings and attachments to a client, then you're gonna get hurt at the end of the day. You'll start feeling like, oh, she was not supposed to leave. Let them come, let them go, let your business grow, experience different people, meet different people, build your network. I have contacts from all the way back when I started, and we still talk with those people. They will still send referrals my way. But if I start, putting my feelings and attachments to when they leave, then it's not gonna work. So just allow yourself to meet different people, build
Meet
your network.
different people.
Actually, people ask me, how do you have over 2,000 contacts on
That's
your
what I
phone?
wanted to
Why
ask.
can't you just have a few people? And I'm like, you guys have no clue how networking is important. One day I will need this thing and I know who to call.
Yes.
And others are like, Faith, how do you always have solutions? Nataka msewa lunch. I'm like, yeah, let's just call this
Immediately.
guy. Oh, I'm looking for someone in this. I'm like, yeah, I have a contact. Keep as many contacts as possible. It's worth it.
It's
trust me.
very
It's
worth it.
Yeah.
Now you have close to 2,000.
Honestly, I wish you could just actually zoom to my
2,000
phone.
contacts.
Actually, let me just check that for you. I have,
That's a huge number.
I know, 2,300 and something. Many of these people, I'm just like, oh, I remember this one from.
Yeah.
I just keep them.
But it's very,
I
very
just keep them.
important. And networking
Yeah.
is such a big deal nowadays. And people network from all over. So how do you ensure you network with the right people at the right place?
Oh, let me speak as a woman. We always have this sixth sense.
Yes.
Like you can always tell who you should connect with and who you should not connect with.
Yeah.
But again, when it comes to networking, I would say that it's never about personality.
Yes.
Put yourself out there. Put what you do out there. Don't hold back from what you do. And I think that is one of the ways. I'm not actually an extrovert, but I talk to people. I want people to know, my name is so and so, and this is what you do. Tell me about yourself. And I'm like, this is someone I need in my life. And I'm so glad about what your channel does. I have to say this. In life, you will need destiny connectors. People who
Very
will
true.
point you to the right direction. You will need destiny helpers. Someone will look at you and they're like, I can introduce you to someone.
Yes.
People will look at you and they're like, I need you in my life. So if you're the kind that, puts walls and you're waiting for someone else to introduce you,
You'll wait.
you will wait until forever. So go get that card. Go for that coffee. No strings attached, of course. Get those contacts. You may never know what you will need them for in, the following day or even now. And I don't say this from pride.
No,
I
please.
don't think there will be a day I will wake up and I will not know what to do with my life. Because whether I have an employment or not, I know someone. There is a skill that I have learned because I met someone.
True.
So whether I have a contract or not, I can wake up, design a logo for someone.
Yeah.
I can wake up, do 1, 2, 3 for someone. So if you sit down and keep claiming, hakuna jobs, you need to get out there, meet people.
Immediately. Okay, you've mentioned a lot about networking
Yeah.
and the importance of networking.
Yep.
And while networking in business development, you meet people from all over.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
an office space. We are
Yeah.
not just limited to people from Kenya.
No.
Earlier, you had mentioned that you also deal with expatriates
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
from different countries. Has it forced you to either learn a language or a certain skill so that you can be able to communicate effectively?
Okay, I'll not say a language, but probably skills. And there's something I wanted to say actually before you said that.
No problem.
But let me say this. My first job actually, I felt sort of intimidated because like 80% of the clients I was dealing with were expatriates. And I remember going for that interview, and the person who interviewed me was like, "Have you ever interacted with expatriates?" And I was like, Then I get to that point where 80% of my clients on daily basis, they are expatriates. And of course, it was not easy dealing with that because there were culture shocks. Sometimes they would speak and be like, "What did you just say?"
Repeat.
I didn't get it. And sometimes I'd watch their lips because like there are people who really have deep American accent. And you're like, "Oh, I didn't get it." And they would get offended sometimes, like, "How did you not hear me?"
How?
Others are too French to even listen. Others Spanish. And you're like, "Lord, I don't know if I can make it." So, I mean, it's taken experience, and being patient with myself. And again, just getting myself out there. And I'm like, if today I didn't get you, tomorrow I'll be, more keen to get to learn.
Yeah.
So I've not studied any extra language. I would love to, but it's just the skills of, just getting to network with them, meeting them, sometimes just sitting and listening. I'm like, yeah, I missed that, but would you mind repeating that? Would you? And they're so patient anyway at the end of the day. That's why I would say like today, it's so easy just to tell actually when I receive a call and it's someone from a different country, I can actually just tell, oh, that's this accent. So for me to get where you're coming from, I need to do more of listening than responding.
Okay.
I write a lot also. If I don't get what you're saying, I'd rather get a book. And it's like, oh, so you said this, and it's easy to understand. I'd love to study Spanish though. I would love to learn a few, German, French. It's easy. I mean, it's so easy for you to speak French, and I can tell what you're saying. I find it easier. But German, Spanish, it's a bit hard.
It's a bit hard.
Okay, I would love my son to study that, in case I don't.
So you are the parent who'll say, "Please do this for mommy."
I know, because there's something I've learned actually. This way I'm digressing, but kids between the age of 2 and by the time they are 5, they can learn up to 8 languages. They're that smart. So if you have a child,
Do the necessary.
If there is something you need them to learn, let them learn
As soon as possible.
Yeah, I would love for him to learn that.
Now, this whole experience,
Yeah.
how has it shaped your career?
Actually, I've never thought my career would be where it is right now. Not about figures, not money. Okay, money is good.
Yeah.
But the experience that I have received this far. If there's something this job has given me, it's the network.
Okay.
Leave alone money. Pesa tutatafuta. At the end of the day, we'll get the money. Okay, maybe not the money you would want, but something to keep you going.
Exactly.
But I cannot quantitate the value that I've received in meeting people and money.
Minting people.
I know. And opinions
Okay.
and ideas and just listening to smart people like you and just learning something.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the network more than what I'm making. At the end of the day, as long as you have a roof under your head and you have a meal, especially during this time of COVID, honestly, you're all blessed. So for me, it's the network.
Okay.
Just knowing people and keeping those contacts.
Very, very, very important. Sometimes you get a non-flexible client and you get the ones who are flexible.
Yeah.
How can you tell?
I'm grateful that I studied communication. I can always tell someone who is receptive from afar and someone who is uptight. And for me, it goes to how, it's not what you say, but how you react. You can just come, you're cold, your nonverbals will say everything. But I will actually say that all clients are important, whether you're receptive or not. Let me give you an example. There are clients that come, because I sit at the reception.
Yes.
There are clients who will come, look at you, intimidate you, look down on you, and they're like, we would want to speak to the manager. And I'm like, I like such clients, because at the end of the day, you're still going to speak to me.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, how can I help you? We need the manager's number. I'm like, fine, here is the number. So they call and my phone rings. It's like, why is your phone ringing again? So every client, whether they are good or bad, according to your perception, you will always have to learn something from everyone. And closing in clients, I always tell, okay, there are some you can't predict, of course, but there are some you can tell, this one, I'm going to close. This one, not so sure, but I can maybe refer.
True.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important. Someone who wants to get in such a field, they shouldn't say, because I'm an extrovert, I'm an introvert. Can you say that a job can actually change someone's personality type?
I would say it can change your attitude, not your personality. Because your personality is just who you are. Attitude is who you choose to be.
Yes.
So for me, it has not changed who I am when it comes to personality. Like for me, there are some environments I'll go and I'll be all out because I know people. There are other places I'll be so withdrawn because I am both introverted and extrovert and ambivert. But when it comes to my attitude, ambivert,
which one
that
is that
means
one?
is you are both. Like one, maybe if the introverted part of you could be dominant or not, or the extroverted part, you have both. You are not all out. You're not like all extroverted or all introverted. So I'd say it's the attitude. You choose to be, you choose how to react to different situations. You choose how you respond. So it's not about your personality. I think it's just how you choose to respond. And that's why you can choose to either build a connection or not. That has nothing to do with your personality.
In this career, what has been your biggest challenge? Yes.
I think it's when my introvertness kicks in and I know I have to put myself out there, and sometimes also balancing. I have to be very honest, because being a mom, I'm actually a first-time mom, and I didn't know motherhood is this. Okay, it's magical, but it requires a lot of strength just to balance between being a mom, being a wife, being a career person, being a ministry person. I think that has been my biggest challenge.
Yeah.
Because I have so much that I need to do. So just finding that balance, I'd say that is one big challenge that people actually don't want to admit. Because, you're needed here at this time, you needed here, you needed here, you needed here, and you need yourself. Let me give you for an example. This morning I was talking to my colleague and my birthday is coming. So he was asking me, what's your wish for this year? I'm like, are you sure you want me to share my wish with you? Like, by then my wish is to be just alone. Like to find some time just to be alone. But that's not possible. I cannot leave my baby for a whole day. And then you remember, you have to apply for a leave. It's not guaranteed it's going to be approved.
True.
So you find yourself, you're at a place where you're like, gosh, I wish I could balance this and just get what I want.
Yeah.
It's not easy. But you appreciate who you are and where you are.
True. So you really need a lot of rest, even when it comes to thinking
a
during
lot
this
of
time.
a lot of it. But I'm so glad, and thank God for my boss. My boss is called Maureen. She's one flexible boss and always understanding. The other day I was just thinking, if I never had such a boss, man, my life would be chaotic.
Trouble.
My boss is the kind who will just come to work and is like, if you're tired, take a day off. But then there's no day off. You get home and your baby's looking at you like, hey, mama, you're here. I need 1, 2, 3.
We can't do what you want us to do.
I know. When people are saying, oh, did you get rested over the weekend? I'm like, weekend is my busiest time. So, but we appreciate life. And women, you're strong. You can, take too much. And men, you're so strong as well.
They're very strong. Your greatest win?
My greatest win?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I have a number of them, but my greatest win is honestly knowing that God has my back at the end of the day. Like just knowing I'm waking up and I have a place to lean on when times are hard, when times are smooth. I have that. But I don't know how people survive without God. I have no clue, because everything I may have accomplished at this point in my life is not about me.
True.
It's just working hand in hand with who created me. So I'd say that is my biggest win, knowing I am in God and He got me.
Yeah.
And of course, having a family.
True.
Like for me, life is never about money. I have a good career, thank God, but it's about the people I have in my life, about just having God, and most importantly, the opportunities He gives me day in, day out, and having the emotional intelligence to tell that belongs to me and I need to go for it no matter what.
Okay.
So that's me.
Which deal did you ever sign and you're like, this one must have been God?
This month.
There.
Let me tell you, COVID-19 affected real estate business.
Yes.
And I remember sitting down with my boss and she was like, oh God, Faith, we are not doing well. I even started thinking, should I request for all of us to just get a pay cut so that we can manage, you know? And I was stressed. I would get to the car, Jioni nikienda home, and I'm like, God, how are we going to manage? The company is not doing well. And I remember I just went and sat down, tried to evaluate strategies. What can we do for us to get to, you know, a place we can say we are making something? And this month, at the beginning of the month, actually, there are like 4 clients I'd written to. 4 big clients, and I remember one responding and asking, do you guys accept international clients at your space? And I'm like, yes. What do you mean? Just bring them dollars. We need the business to, you know. And thank God, in just this particular month, something that has never happened since Mintab actually started, I was able to just sign 3 big clients.
3 big ones.
Most of our private offices were literally empty. Now I'm talking about just one to go, just one office. And I'm like, this is such a big win for our
so
business.
nice.
And I've never been at peace.
True.
Like I am right now about our business.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's this graduate who just finished school. Let's tell them the truth.
Uko Nairobi, my friend. Kenya. I don't know if we should just tell them the truth about we tell them.
It's just telling them the truth. It's not peanut butter outside.
By the way, and I'm not saying this at kama meme at Nairobi. In Kenya, you just go study, you put your papers away and you hustle. There's a lot of truth in that, but you need to get out. You don't have to really get a job in what you studied. And sometimes you see we get to learn ourselves on daily. I've never known I could do business development. I was like, I want to work in radio. I want to work in TV. Because my mom is asking, but then what do you do again? I thought you should be in TV. Look, in Nairobi, uta graduate, thank God. But you need to get yourself out there. You've studied Sujui accounts and you're getting a customer service job. Go for it. Don't sit down. I feel like God has a way of just using one step for you to see the full staircase. Just start. There are people right here who are freelancers and they've never even thought they could be freelancers. True. Someone is in videography, photography, they did something way different. Someone is here and knows, electronics. They've never thought they could do that. Yeah. And at the end of the day, as long as you're doing something legal and your life is okay, that is what matters.
Do it.
Just do it.
After how many applications did you get a job afterwards? Yes.
I tarmacked my friend. Actually, after campus, I got a first class, by the way. That time I used to think,
apologies.
Right now, like that time I used to think, oh, you got in a first class, you get a job immediately. Hey, I was conned. Let's start there. Where you just tomorrow your CV and someone tells you, go find 2,500 and then send to this number and then you will get the job. I was like, I'm lucky. I was conned. That is number one. I tarmacked looking for a job. Zingine, like they were, let me not mention the country, but like interviews you are called to, but again, you're going to get conned in the process. Others, you're getting trained, you have to put in money. Do these schemes, marketing schemes.
Pyramid
schemes. For a whole good year. So then I was like, you know what, let me just sit in the house. Let me see what I can do as I wait for a job. And I did academic writing. I even taught myself how to design, such things. So, but I've never slept like hungry. So you just have to find some skills that you didn't study for so that you can make some money out here.
So it took, let's say, a couple.
I think a year and a half or 2. But I was not just sitting. I could do, I really typed first, so I could even help people type their projects. I could help. At least I could pay rent pale umoja and, in a bed sitter. And life ikaendelea until
continues.
Now I go. But again, you see a job, 8 to 5.
True.
And people confuse, jobs to that. As long as there's something you are doing, you don't have to get to the office on a daily basis. True. Actually, kama unafanya job home, you're blessed.
At least
8 to
COVID-19 has proved that.
You can actually work from home.
Yeah.
And don't just have one skill. Get several skills. Huko nje hata udemy.co.ke, you can even do a short course, learn a few things. Do something. Get busy.
At least don't just idle and say, I will only do a career that is in line with my
that
course.
bandwagon. Don't. It doesn't pay. Yeah.
Okay, so your career has really grown from the
I'd
time you
say
started till
It's not
now.
where I wanted it to be by now.
Yeah.
But I would say it's grown, and it's being intentional about it.
Yeah.
There are things that Musema, I've gotten scholarships to even go do where, and some I let them go. But I would say I'm not where I wanted to be at this point, but I'm not where I started.
Yeah.
And that is what gives me the energy to just keep going, appreciating every day, the bad and the good. They build you to be who you are.
True. So what is your takeaway point in your life, in your daily life, as you look at your career, you're like, I wish I told someone this for them to be better in this field?
Is it like speaking to my younger self in my career?
Yes.
Just be patient with yourself, not with other people. Just be patient with yourself. As long as you know you are doing what you ought to do, where you are right now, keep going. And look, when you are positive about life, you keep attracting things that build you, not things that tear you down. And failure does not mean you are a failure. It's just something to help you grow to be a better person. And the only way through any situation is through it. So looking at my younger self, I'll be like, just be patient. A lot is waiting for you. Keep that positive mindset. Don't allow negative energy around you.
Thank you.
People who tell you why things cannot work. You need people who, one, they are higher than you. Because that's life.
True.
You need people, like, for example, Lauren. When I look at you and I'm like, I need Lauren in my life because the things that you are, not you have, you are, that I'm like, I would love to learn this. I would love to become a better version of myself. And there are people who are below you. And that's life.
That's true.
There are people who are below you who are wishing, I wish I had your life.
I wish.
So people would be so content right now knowing that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. So just be patient with yourself.
Just be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a mentor?
I do.
How has it been for you?
I do. You need mentors in life. You do. And if I never had a mentor, for example, I think I'd be so lost in just wanting to be everything at a go.
Yeah.
Wanting to have that PhD by the time
Definitely.
I'm turning 30 by the way.
30
but
is knocking.
30. Ooh. I would be like, I want to be, by the time I'm 30, I want to have 2 kids. Nimemalizana na watoto. I want to have PhD.
You've aligned everything.
You have structured. I mean, thank God for mentors who remind you, slow down.
Take it slow.
Slow down. And also people really wish the best for you. When you're choosing a mentor, I know that's a whole other topic. Just choose people who are way beyond you. People who have seen that path before. So say if I choose you as a mentor, I'm sorry to say, but like our ages are not way different.
Yeah.
There isn't much that we can help each other with when it comes to seeing the future. We need someone who can tell us, Lauren, Apple, if you step here, you'll get burned. Slow down. Just slow down. So yeah, we all need mentors. Okay, there are different types of mentors. Career mentors, for sure you need them. You also need someone to guide you spiritually. And if you ever desire to get married, you need someone who can guide you through that.
Very true. So give us your parting shot.
What's my passion? I can talk.
This has been at least I have gotten a lady. The last time I did an interview, the lady was with a HR. She's called Beatrice Chuchu.
Okay.
So let's say you're the first lady.
I'm feeling special.
You're very special.
What would be my potential? Let's
Yes.
see. Let not life drive you crazy. Many people that you are looking up to, that you think they have it all together, they have a journey. They have a journey. And that journey is so unique.
Yeah.
Embrace your journey. Appreciate the falls and the ups. And where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. So don't let people pressurize you as long as you're pursuing your purpose.
As long as you're you know your purpose, where you're going to.
Yeah.
That's the journey. You'll want to say, I like how the way Faith is, I like how Nell is, but appreciate that journey. One
Yeah.
day, you'll be able to give your story and say, I started from somewhere and right now I'm really growing. It's all about the growth anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that has been Meet the HR Show. Remember, you can talk to us on 0721 105 105 22545 and also on our MBCI TV Facebook page. Till next time, bye-bye.